Right now at noon, we'll learn how Good Samaritans helped a Parsons, Kansas family when their home caught fire.
And temperatures warming up, and we've got those partly to mostly cloudy skies out there. Hotter weather is on the way. We'll take a look at that forecast coming up.
Plus, we'll check out the Southeast Kansas Nature Center as it celebrates 20 years.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Jurors have reached a verdict in Hunter Biden's federal gun trial. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Noe. Hunter Biden has been found guilty of all 3 felony counts related to his purchase and possession of a gun while he was addicted to crack cocaine. The president's son was convicted by 12 Delaware jurors. The verdict marks the first time the child of a sitting president has been convicted of a crime. Hunter Biden could face a maximum sentence of 25 years in prison and fines of up to $750,000. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we've had those clouds rolling in since this morning, and again, it's partly to mostly cloudy. Some of you getting the mostly cloudy skies, others getting breaks here and there. This is the MoDOT camera 32nd in range line. You can see those clouds there, and another view of those from our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. Again, some partly to mostly cloudy skies out there. We still do have some River Creek stream flood warnings and advisories out there. So again, thankfully, some of them have dropped off. Not all of them have. So if you are out by the water, you need to make sure you are planning appropriately. 55 is where we started yesterday. 83 is where we made it. So below average on that low, not too far off from the normal high. Temperatures already warming up. We've got upper 70s and low 80s. We're looking at highs a little warmer than that. And as we head through the evening, we'll still get that mix of partly and mostly cloudy skies before we begin to clear out towards sunrise tomorrow. Temperatures mild through the initial evening hours, down to about 68 by midnight. Again, much hotter weather is on the way. We'll break down the details in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
Thanks. A Denawag, Missouri man is charged with child sex crimes. Jasper County detectives last week searched the home of 36-year-old David Arnhart as part of their investigation. They arrested him during the search, and he is now charged with 2 counts of first-degree sodomy and 1 count of furnishing pornographic material to a minor. The Missouri Department of Conservation announced it's temporarily closing the Walter Woods Conservation Area in Newton County. The department says it noted structural concerns with vehicular and pedestrian bridges during a recent inspection. A reopening date has not yet been set because of EPA remediation work scheduled to begin there later this year. The Southeast Kansas Nature Center is celebrating 20 years. The SEK Nature Center is located on Schermerhorn Park, south of Galena, Kansas. You can find snakes, salamanders, frogs, turtles, and much more in the Nature Center. Along with introducing community members to wildlife, the center also educates visitors on how to safely encounter wildlife.
So depends on what it is, but most importantly, if you're a little too close, make sure you can kind of back up, but try and do a little prep before you're headed out where you might encounter some wildlife. So brushing up on how to identify certain species that you might be uncomfortable with, wearing bug spray, that kind of thing.
The Nature Center is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. The Erie, Kansas's City Public Library and Neosho County Conservation District held a Conversation Day program yesterday. The program emphasized to kids the importance of different organisms and cycles in our environment. Officials also hope it sparks interest in children for career paths in conservation in the future.
It gives them an interest. At a young age like that, it gives them an interest, and then when they get into high school, maybe that interest is stuck with them and they can start looking into careers of how they can get into conservation of some sort.
Students also got to create their own edible dirt to learn more about soil. The Parsons Police Department is recognizing the efforts of Good Samaritans following a fatal house fire. Authorities say they have been interviewing those who assisted to learn more about their actions and to also thank them for stepping up. KOAM Samantha Walker has more.
I feel for the remaining kids that are still alive, all her friends, family, co-workers. a horrible tragedy.
Tragedy is the word that has been used to describe this fatal house fire in Parsons, which took the life of a mother and her 18-month-old baby. But in this story of tragedy, a bit of good is brought to light.
As a community, when something like this happens, that we are there for each other, that we are there to support each other, help each other. This tragedy could have been a lot worse had it not been for the Good Samaritans.
Following the fire, the Parsons Police Department was made aware of the involvement of several Good Samaritans. They asked for those involved to come forward to do interviews with authorities so they can learn more about what happened. Officials say many were helping to assist victims even before firefighters, EMS, and police arrived.
We had some that brought the kids out and the mom. We had others that were helping take them across the street because to get them away from the fire. We had some just there to help in any way they could.
Authorities in Parsons say they just want to thank the brave Good Samaritans who stepped up in a time of need.
The biggest thing I could tell them is that how much and how grateful that we at the police department, that they were there and that they could help this family. And while it still ended up being a tragedy with the 2 deaths, we still have, the remaining people. And to me, that's important that they stepped up and helped.
Reporting in Parsons, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
The Parsons Police Department says they are still investigating the fire, including its cause. Coming up, how rural hospitals are getting some free cybersecurity assistance. And later, we're making icebox salad in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Essentia Via Christi Hospital in Pittsburgh bounces back after a ransomware attack earlier this year. Hospital officials say patient documentation technology is back online. The systems were taken offline following the ransomware attack, and officials say this update should mean improved efficiencies and wait times for patients. Rural hospitals across the country could soon get help with their cybersecurity thanks to 2 national companies. Chris Bryan spoke with the Missouri Rural Health Association about the new programs Microsoft and Google are offering.
If they have patients in the hospital currently and they get attacked by a cyber attack, it can affect all levels. So everything is digitized now.
Healthcare and public health are a popular target for ransomware attacks in the United States. According to the 2023 FBI Internet Crime Report, nearly 1,200 critical infrastructure organizations reported attacks to their systems. Of those, 249 were healthcare and public health.
So when a hospital is attacked, time is of the essence. They have to get services restored quickly. Otherwise, they're going to have to transfer patients out of the hospital to other facilities, which means a loss of more income for the organization. In some cases, it can take a massive toll on these hospitals that could take years to recover from.
Now the largest software company in the world is stepping up to help rural hospitals. Microsoft is offering rural healthcare companies nonprofit pricing and discounts of up to 75% for security products and advanced security programs for a year at larger hospitals.
Rural hospitals have been hit with cyber attacks in the past. So this is a massive plus for our rural hospitals to be able to get us some assistance. IT is notoriously expensive, and these cyber attacks, when they happen, a lot of the times the hospitals just pay the ransom, and that could be millions and millions of dollars that they just don't have in their bottom line.
The partnership includes Microsoft, Google, the Biden-Harris administration, American Hospital Association, and the National Rural Health Association. For the Missouri Rural Health Association, it sees this as a win for rural health care and could save lives.
So the medical records, they could have issues accessing that. They could have issues with medication dispensing. A lot of the times, medication is dispensed from a machine. And so if for some reason it got attacked as well, I know that happened recently at a hospital here in Missouri. They were having to really scramble to be able to fill prescriptions even. They were having to do it by hand, which can lead to medication errors. It's just a huge undertaking.
Well, some local golfers helped raise money for children battling disease yesterday. Storms postponed the Freeman Health System Tournament of Miracles last week, so it teed off instead at Twin Hills Golf and Country Club in Joplin yesterday. The 18-hole four-person golf scramble raises money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals at Freeman Health System. Still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
As soon as the sign-up sheet goes out for the next church supper or potluck, we've got just a thing to jot down next to your name that'll win you rave reviews. Rave reviews.
And summer really settling in across the areas. We're tracking hotter temperatures heading into the weekend. The latest on that forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So temperatures already warming up again today. We're going to be a little warmer than yesterday, and each day this week temperatures gradually increase. We also still have some flood concerns out there. So as we mentioned through the morning show, and we just want to remind folks of now, some of you, maybe these rivers or streams or creeks that are under the flood warnings are in your backyard, so it's easy for you to visit them. You want to be careful out there. If those floodwaters are still too high, if the waters are moving too fast, just check with the local officials. If they say it's too dangerous to enter, don't. You don't want a little family trip to turn into tragedy because you just decided that you've got to get in the water now. Don't worry, these waters will recede. You'll have an opportunity to cool off out there a little later. But again, you've got to be careful right now until these waters do recede. As we head through the rest of the afternoon and into this evening, we are talking about those partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. And they'll eventually begin to clear out late tonight into very early tomorrow morning. So towards sunrise tomorrow, maybe a few lingering clouds, and then those will quickly be gone, and we'll have sunny skies throughout the rest of our Wednesday. And see these temperatures, that's going to allow us to get even warmer tomorrow than what we are today, and it's going to stay that way as we head into Thursday as well. We'll start off relatively mild, 5 a.m. Thursday. Low 70s, maybe some upper 60s out there to start the day, where here lately we've been starting in the upper 50s. So we're talking a big warm-up even in the evening hours across the area, in the overnight hours. Unfortunately, even though there are clouds out there, it's not enough to block this. We still have a very high UV index, 9.7, so that puts our burn time at about 15 minutes for unprotected skin. So again, obviously, number of professions out there, you've got to be outside. Like I said, you can't move the street work into your house. So you got to be out there, but you do need to be taking precautions as you can to keep yourself safe. And you need to stay hydrated, especially as temperatures heat up. 7th and range line, again, there's those clouds out there, 81. Calm wind. The dew point and humidity are low enough that we technically have a minor wind chill of 80. Not that significant, but technically we do have one. Temperatures upper 70s, starting to see more low 80s. We're getting closer and closer to that mid 80 degree mark. So we're getting up there closer to those high temperatures for the day, which are going to be again in the low to mid 80s. We're partly to mostly cloudy. And we'll have that southeast breeze, maybe at times 5 to 10 miles an hour. Otherwise, like right now, it's going to be calm. So there will be no breeze to really help you out, even just slightly cool you down from the heat. Back into the low 60s tonight. So this is about normal, but this is going to start the warming trend even in the overnight hours. Partly cloudy skies and a south breeze around 5-10 miles an hour. Then tomorrow, again, the skies will clear and will begin to warm up into the upper 80s. Some of you may get somewhat close to 90. We'll have that southwest breeze occasionally 5 to 10 miles an hour. Otherwise, it'll be a lot like today. The wind will be light and variable, which means you're not going to get that much relief from the heat. Sunny skies continue through Friday, maybe a few clouds on Saturday, more sunshine Sunday, Monday, maybe a few clouds on Tuesday. But the bigger point to look at here is look at these temperatures. Low 90s, low 90s, low to mid 90s, maybe even upper 90s by Sunday. And we hold on to the 90s all the way into next week. And those overnight lows, boy, they're going to be fairly mild as well, back into the low, maybe even close to mid 70s for overnight temperatures out there. We do have a stray shot of a shower or two on Wednesday. We're keeping an eye on a system Thursday. I want to throw this out there. It looks to stay to our north, but some of our far northern counties may get a shower or two Thursday, something we'll keep an eye on. But our best chance for overall rain isn't until next Wednesday. So it's going to get hot and it's going to be dry.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making icebox salad in the Mr. Food Test kitchen. We'll be right back. Howard is showing us the recipe for icebox salad in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
This is the time of year when you can count on two things. Spring flowers are going to be in full bloom, and sure as the sun will rise tomorrow, many of us are going to be invited to a potluck dinner. And whether that dinner is at church, a neighbor's house, or we're the ones hosting it, we have a dish that's always the first to go. We start off by placing some cut-up lettuce in a large glass bowl or a trifle dish. Now, on top of that goes a layer of red bell peppers. Over that, we place some chopped red onion, a layer of frozen peas that we've thawed, and some cut-up celery. For the best part, we spoon on a mixture we made by combining some mayonnaise with a bit of sour cream and garlic powder, and top that with a generous amount of shredded cheddar. We'll repeat the layers one more time, top it with some bacon, chill it, and it's ready to serve. And not only is this pretty to look at, it's downright tasty. What makes it so good is how each layer complements the others, creating almost a symphony of flavor. So here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for our icebox salad. This way, as soon as the sign-up sheet for the next potluck or church dinner gets posted, you can jot this down right next to your name. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a pretty and tasty way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. You can just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now, here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
Clouds gradually clearing as we head through the evening and overnight hours, then temperatures gradually warming. And take a look as we head into the weekend. We're talking temperatures Sunday could be mid, even upper 90s out there. So make sure that you're staying hydrated, taking precautions to stay safe in the sun and in the heat, because summer is certainly settling in.
Yes, it is getting hot out there this week.
Yes, too hot.
Too hot indeed. Dow, what do you have for us tonight?
Lots coming up at 5 for starters in recognition of Men's Health Month. We're going to learn why men have a lower life expectancy than women and how they can increase their lifespan. Plus, the city of Pittsburgh is receiving grant funding to help combat homelessness, what this could mean for displaced families and the future of the community. And Steadley Elementary third graders take part in a summer school program diving into the world of sea turtles. How fun would that be? Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up today, KOAM News at 5.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dow. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5. Until then, have a great rest of your day.